James Cargo Motorcycle Shipping sponsors Under the Visor.
Hi there, I'm Claire.
And I'm Sam. And we're both adventure bike riders.
We are. Do you want us to do that? That was really awkward. Why do you want to say adventure
I don't know.
bike ride? Okay.
How did you guys? Obviously, I think Sam, you kind of had your own adventures.
Yeah.
Very much first. So talk to me, Sam, about how you got into adventure biking.
I actually got into it due to Mr. Charlie Borman and Mr. Ewan McGregor. Funny enough, and the funny thing is everyone kind of slags them off and says, oh, they had help, they did this, did it. Do you know what? They could have had all the help in the world, but they were the ones who kind of inspired me. And yeah, and do you know what? It was a fantastic TV program. And yeah, I give all the credit to those guys, and showed me that, it's such an amazing thing to do and so interesting. So yeah, Charlie Borman, Ewan McGregor.
Thank you very much.
Yeah.
And what was your first adventure? Because your first adventure was basically leaving Saudi, wasn't it?
Well, no, I was living in Dubai, but the beautiful thing about Dubai is that you've got Oman and Yemen and stuff, and I did little trips from Dubai down into Oman and Yemen, but the first big one was it was Dubai to Alaska, and that was on my 990. And that was the real eye opener for me. That was the thing that made me go, this is what I want to do 24/7. Places like Iran and all the places where people go, don't go there. Don't go there. It's the worst place in the world. You'll get killed or you get massacred. And you go there and you just find out it's one of the best places in the world.
It's so true.
Yeah. And just, yeah. So, yeah, did that trip and then met this one here. And luckily enough, she liked motorbikes.
I wanted to get into them, didn't I?
Yeah.
In essence.
How did you meet?
Google.
Pretty much, yeah. It was.
I got dared to go onto a dating website, and I was supposed to be blogging the people that I was going to be dating, which my friends were picking. And yeah, in essence, it was supposed to be kind of like see how horrific people we can pick, and it was awful. It was really quite crash course.
Thanks.
And
right.
I couldn't delete my account. I can't remember. We were on like Plenty of Fish or something, wasn't it?
It was the worst website.
It was horrendous. It was so bad. I couldn't delete it, but I used to go on and just read some of the messages that would come through because they were horrific, and it was so funny. And then I saw his message, and it just made me laugh so much.
Please say it was in a good way.
In a good way. And all of his photos, I couldn't see his face. He had this 990 and his helmet on, or he had like kind of scarves on and stuff like this when I'd be out in snow and whatnot. And I just thought, yeah, might as well meet up with him. Could be funny. And yeah, it worked.
So in an attempt to prove how ridiculous internet dating was,
I ended up marrying him.
The love of your life.
Pretty much. Doesn't make me feel that good right now.
Sorry, no.
It's all right. It all came out.
So yeah.
And then he got you into biking.
I've always been interested in biking, but I've never really been allowed a motorbike. I think one of the first things that I ever saw when I was working in the police was like a major motorbike accident where there were bits left of people. Yeah, it was nasty. So that put off everyone around me ever getting a bike. And yeah, I think before I met you, I was looking at doing a round the world trip, but in a 4x4. And I was looking at ways of doing it and how to do it, but not really got into it. Then I met him and we started playing like silly card games.
It's a card game. I don't know if you know.
extreme betting card.
Yeah, basically it's called Shithead. Yeah. And we'd go out for cups of tea and we'd play this game.
Earl Grey, tea cakes,
Tea cake.
and pack of cards.
So British.
I
So
know.
typically British.
Isn't
tea
it
cakes.
just?
And we would just sit there and we'd kind of go, right, okay, if I win, we've got to...
He's 1-1 with me already, and he's allowed to, at any point in my life, on one day, not our wedding day though, which we agreed on, was he can do my makeup at any point in my life. I think the one that you're on at the moment, that if you lose, by default he has to add his middle name, Snuffleupagus. So, and then one of the bets, I think I said to you, is if I win, we have to go around the world on motorbikes.
I'm not really losing with that.
He
do you know what I mean?
lost on purpose. And that was over a cup of coffee, wasn't it?
Yeah.
And a game of cards, and we just went, let's go around the world on motorbikes for charity. Let's do that. Yeah. So we did.
So, bear in mind,
6 months later.
this is on the screen,
Right.
going to go on the internet, where it's going to live on the internet forever.
Yes.
Did you not think today would have been a good day to do a makeup?
Fail!
Do you know what?
Do you know what? There's probably a lot worse of me out there after our trip, to be fair.
I'll be honest, I've got this clown thing which I've been dying. Do you know what?
Man,
Can
I
we
didn't-
do a retake? Give me 5 minutes. Honestly, that's all it takes. 5 minutes.
Yeah, by the way, I own no makeup anymore. All I have is nail varnish, so unless he plasters
That's
me,
all right.
I
There's
can
some
bury
paint over
him.
there. We've got some.
So not so much makeup, more face painting.
Yes. Yeah. I think so. Yeah.
Cool. So, you've been on a big trip. You've
Yep.
now met.
Mhm.
The question we all want to know: do you have an innie or outie?
You have an innie.
Glad you know. Yeah.
He has an innie.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And what?
I have an innie as well,
Yeah.
yeah.
Both innies. Yeah.
After Christmas, after a few mince pies, might turn to an outie.
I think we should probably put that in some sort of context.
Yes. I think so. Yeah.
Yeah, we went to one of our
Silverstone.
charities is Riders of Health, and they hold the MotoGP kind of charity day at Silverstone. We went up there and we did a little bit of filming, and we got asked to go speak to some of the riders. And sorry if any of the riders are watching that we spoke to.
I can only apologise for my wife's questioning, should we say?
I had no idea who they were. He didn't either.
I don't.
So
Sorry.
yeah, we followed massive crowds of people and then tried to edge our way to the front to speak to these people. And he was filming and he was just like, "Oh, you've got to ask them a question." So I was like, "Well, hi, I'm Claire and this is Sam from Chasing Horizons, and we're doing a charity trip to help raise awareness and whatnot for Riders of Health, and we'd love to ask you a question." They're like, yeah. And we're like, I was thinking, gotta ask them a bike question. And I kind of froze and then went, "Do you have an innie or outie?" And yeah, he ended up having an innie.
Yeah.
I don't know who it was.
No.
Could you big up Chasing Horizons, raising money for Riders of Health?
Big up, what is it?
Chasing Horizons.
Chasing Horizon.
Hey, and can I ask you a quick question?
Yeah?
Do you have an innie or an outie?
What,
Belly
belly
button.
button?
Yeah,
It's an innie.
it's an innie! Hey, thank you ever so much.
And the other guy actually told us how he peeled an orange, didn't he?
Yeah, that was another question. How'd you peel your oranges?
Very in depth.
Eat
And-
Cadbury's cream eggs. Wasn't very motorbikey, was it?
No.
It went down well though.
It did.
People enjoyed the questions.
It did. I don't think it's going to be. Yeah. I don't think those questions are going to be used in as a kind of.
So yeah, but we have innies and
Yeah.
we peel our oranges normally. I think.
Yeah.
Can't quite do it in one thread.
Fantastic. But Cadbury's cream eggs.
You see, you've got to bite the top off and tongue it.
Yeah.
But if there's the.
That's why I married him.
I saw him eat a Cadbury's cream egg and I was
Yeah.
convinced.
I'm a little finger scooper. That's why you married me, is it?
Just up to the first knuckle, though, lovely.
Oh God. He told me that travelling once, that I went and had a shower and whatnot, and I came myself. I felt so refreshed. I can't remember where we were. We hadn't showered for ages, and I came myself. I'm so refreshed. He said,
That was last
"Did
week,
you clean?
wasn't
Did you clean it well?" And I was like, "Yeah, look, smell me. I smell lovely." And he's like, "Did you make sure you cleaned everything properly?" And I went, "What do you mean?" He's like, "Well, did you make sure you went up to the first knuckle?" And I went,
We're
"What?"
talking about your bum
Yeah,
now,
and he was
darling.
talking about my bottom, and I was like, "What? What do you mean?" I was like, I don't understand. And he's like, well, you've got to go up to the first nap.
Everyone does it. It's the best way to be.
And I went, I've never done that. And he goes, well, you should do. Were you not brought up to do that? And literally for a week I sat there. And I remember I went to shower once and I was just like, I don't want to. And I didn't want to say. But yeah, you had me going for a week.
Yeah.
As well as bears sniffing me out at that time of the month in Canada, which freaked me out for ages.
I said they would be able to smell. And
I
so
was
we'd had to be very
terrified.
careful, you know.
I was petrified. And then he had me going for about a month on that.
Yeah, and it was only until I mentioned land sharks.
Land sharks. That got me. I was like, hang on a minute. And because I didn't have Google in the middle of nowhere, so I couldn't check out whether you were making.
Okay, so tell us about the very first trip that you two went on together.
It was our actual trip, wasn't it?
No,
Where
we
did we
picked
go?
the bikes up from...
Switzerland.
Yeah, when we got our kits, we took our bikes to KTM Basel in Switzerland, and they fitted the kits on. And then we went back and we decided to ride them back as a little tester. And that was probably... This was the first time that we'd ridden the bikes properly for any length of time. So we got the bike and had my GPS, and we were like, we're ready to go now, ready to go, and we're excited. We're on the road. We said we've got to leave early because, you know, by the time we stop, we don't want to get dark. So we're riding along.
The famous last words that everything we said, can't ride late or get dark.
So we're following the GPS. We go, oh, this is beautiful. Switzerland's going up through the mountains. This is beautiful. This is beautiful. Oh, it's taking a bit of time, isn't it, to get... Because where Basel is, it's right on the border of France. So it shouldn't take you that long. It definitely shouldn't take you 4 hours. So we're kind of going, all right,
dear.
okay. And then we're probably 90 miles. We ended up only 90 miles away from Basel. And it was like 7, 8 o'clock at night. And
It was dark.
it was dark and it was raining. And I got off my bike and we went and had a coffee. And Claire was like, are you all right? I said, no, I'm in such pain. She goes, what's the problem? I went, my nipples. My nipples really hurt. She was like, why's your nipples hurt?
No, I think I was in hysterics.
Yeah, you were absolutely...
He was in so much pain.
I
All
was
I
in-
could do was laugh.
Yeah, and basically, I never wore those kind of braces on the motorbike trousers. And I thought, do you know what? I'll give them a try. I've seen people wearing these, and they chafed. I mean, I've never had sore nipples before, and yeah, never again. And then so we thought, all right, we best carry on. I went to start the bike. Didn't start. Nothing started.
No noise.
And we were just like, oh my God. And it was about 12 o'clock. And we were sitting there and we thought, well, what are we going to do? You know, we don't have any kind of
You
pickup
were
service.
a bit harumphy.
I was grumpy, I have to say. I'll be honest with you. It was the nipple thing really that kicked that off.
It doesn't really help when you've got like the, so Sam,
Oh, yeah,
tell me how you feel.
We have the video, yeah.
With this laughing, shaking.
Tell us a bit of story. What's been going on?
Well, we left late as usual. Went completely the wrong way. Then got on the highway. It decided to turn dark. Rain, fog, and now my nipples hurt. So I don't know.
Do you still want to go around the world with me?
You have to bring plenty of Vaseline for my nipples.
And so, yeah, we did that. And we thought, oh, what can we do? And we thought the only thing we can do is ring KTM Basel up. And we know the guys there. And do you know what? They were absolutely lovely. And
Midnight.
He came all the way from Switzerland to pick us up from a French gas station.
Which had closed by that point.
Yeah.
And we had lots of truckers eyeing us up. Sat
Sat with all these truckers.
And there's me and my dodgy French. Bonjour, ça va? Going past.
See this is what I have to put up with.
But we went back and
it was the fuel
soup
pump.
and-
Yeah. It was the fuel pump basically had gone, and so they put a new fuel pump in the next day, and then we rode back from there. And then
That was our first trip.
That was our
we
first
broke
trip.
down after 4 or 5 hours.
But then the next trip after that was the
actual trip.
Before we get onto the trip itself,
Yeah.
just tell us about the prep, the kind of lessons you learned, why you chose the bikes that you chose.
The bikes that we chose was simple for me.
Yeah.
For him, I think he was kind of, because you've had BMWs and KTMs and all sorts like that. I had no idea. So you were quite open about it, weren't you? Took me into Fowler's in Bristol, and I was walking around, and I think you turned around and you just saw me sat on the KTM 690, weren't I?
Yeah.
And I went,
was
it's
good.
orange, woo! And started making brum brum noises, to which you weren't.
I'll be honest with you, I wasn't impressed at this point. At this point, I was kind of like, okay, there's always a positive because she's sitting on a KTM.
It was a nice looking one.
It was.
We went through lots of different options. We
Yeah.
researched a lot of stuff, but I think at the end of the day, you thought so highly of your 990.
Yeah.
But I couldn't pick up his 990. He did try for about half hour.
I think your first ever go on a motorbike.
First time he tried to teach me to ride, took me to a beach, right? On his 990, I couldn't even touch the floor on it because it's got the safari tanks and it's got extra suspension, everything like that. And he tried to teach me from that point there.
I thought
and
if you're gonna do it, do
on
it big.
sand.
Go big or go home. We went home, didn't we?
Yeah, we did. Yeah. I couldn't pick it up. So we opted for the 690 because it seemed like a good all-rounder.
Yeah.
And we could get the kits for it to make it go.
I think, yeah. I mean, I've.
You were a bit more savvy.
Yeah.
Well, I'm a bit more savvy.
I chose KTM. I mean, there's always a conversation going on about which bike to take, what to take. Oh, or don't take this bike, don't take that bike.
Yeah.
But my personal experience was with the KTM. It was faultless, absolutely, and you can take it anywhere. And on the trip, we were looking at, well, we did some of the places we were going to go. We wanted something a bit more rugged, and something that could handle off road.
But like, yeah, set that all aside. If I were to go back and do another trip and say you weren't around, there is potential
Where would I be?
I'd take. I don't know. But if something horrific happened,
Okay.
I would potentially take 690, but I would also look at smaller bikes and stuff like that, just purely for the fact of if I dropped it, I could kind of wave my arms in the air and ask him to help if I had issues in that one. But I think the bike itself, I love that bike now. I do love it, and I appreciate it also. And I've ridden so many different bikes now. It's a nice size, good all-rounder, in my opinion.
Yeah.
Saying that, we saw some guy on a Yamaha Tenere in... This is Riders for Health, wasn't it? They rode us out to one of their projects in
And he had
Zambia.
he had the big Tenere.
And he rode it. It was down this quite a corrugated kind of track and all these bump stuff. And he was just beautifully kind of
Nice soft
gliding
suspension
everywhere. And there's us going... Dum, dum, dum.
because we've got the hard suspension on it. And
we
didn't
never
have.
let our tyres like down, did we? We always kept them like top. And then we never had a puncture. Not once. So yeah, that was quite funny to watch him up ahead. And he looked so comfortable and happy.
I was so jealous. At that point.
That corrugation was tough.
Yeah. So in terms of the reason why we got the bikes is that
Your knowledge of it.
my knowledge and just yeah.
And two of the same bikes as well meant less spare parts we had to take, so we could take dual parts together and whatnot. It's a very simple bike to fix and open up and...
Yeah, well, yeah. So some people would disagree, but...
Really?
Yeah.
I found it easy. And I'm daft with bikes.
But yeah, I mean, I think that was the case. It's just the research we did on it.
Yeah, and I think a lot of times when people have asked us what bikes to take, and so I recently got a question from a really nice girl in Canada. She's about to ride down to Ushuaia, saying about why should we pick our bikes? What bike should she take? And our answer to that is always, A, what bike makes you smile? B, what bike do you mind fixing?
It's on the side of the road,
Because A, you will be smiling a lot and riding a lot, and B, you will be fixing it. And there's the C as well of, well, where do you want to go? Because we met people who were on
met some guy on a Vela set, like a 1930s
Yeah,
Vela set
from the
in
war.
Africa.
With ground clearance of about that much. And he was about to go on the Moyali Road, wasn't he?
Well, no, he wanted to do Lake Turkana. We were looking at doing this route, Lake Turkana, and
Good on him.
I mean, yeah, and he did, but he didn't. He did the Moyale Road. But this is the thing: it doesn't matter. You can ride whatever bike you want.
I mean, look at like Nathan as well,
Yeah.
riding that little kind of postman scooter. What a legend! All the
Yeah.
way back. You
I mean,
can do it.
but this is the thing: there is no right or wrong bike,
No.
and I think I sent a Facebook message to Nathan, and he was checking out the new Africa Twin. And he was saying whether or not it's an adventure bike. But my question is what is an adventure bike? Any
Yeah.
bike can be an adventure bike. It doesn't have to be. Doesn't have to have off-road kind of credentials.
But we kind of got to grips with our bike and kind of did a bit of mechanics on it for prep for the trip. I did an off-road day with Wilden. So that was my introduction to riding off-road, which was funny. It's so funny. We had helmet cameras, and on his, all you can see him going around, and he is bam, 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 and he's skidding around.
Hang on a sec.
all
I
this
didn't
kind of stuff.
actually do noises. That was the bike.
And he's skidding around corners, dirt's flying up. And then on my helmet, all of the helmet camera you can see is me just going... Literally 4 hours straight. That's all you've got of entirety of me and my helmet. They were brilliant. Absolutely brilliant.
Yeah.
And then I had one other day with Tamsin Craig. And they are.
With Black Devil,
Tamsin is... She's a legend.
Wow.
She's amazing. She's so dirty. She had her leg like up here on a bike, and I'm like, how do you get on it? And she just kind of hopped along. And at the time when I pulled off my bike every other second, I just get on it and pull off at the other side. I thought it was amazing. So yeah, she was really helpful. And then our bikes went off to KTM Basel. I think we did a couple of off-road days together, green laning.
Yeah. Oh,
And then
a
we
couple
did
with
see bikes.
John as well. I'll make John.
Yeah, our mate John,
Mm.
bless him, digging me out through ruts and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And then prep-wise, we just kind of went, well, what do we need to do?
Yeah,
Just
I
looked
think
online.
it was fairly easier this time, purely for the fact that I'd done it before.
Yeah, this is it.
And I kind of had the recommendations of other people. I mean, of course, you did the normal thing. You go on the hub and stuff, and
Yeah.
and find out the problems of the bikes and.
I did spend hours.
You can.
You do. Like
Yeah.
when you're planning a trip, you just might as well buy glasses because you will kind of go blind looking at the internet of who said what and who recommends what. And I think if you go by what everyone says, you won't go anywhere.
Well, you won't get. It's not just that. You'll have your bike will just be covered in stuff. I need. I don't know. I need sparklers for night riding in a certain country because
Could you imagine if you could get spokey dokes for motorbikes?
that's our next project. But yeah, I mean, you could do so. I mean, your best bet, and I've always said this, is if you get the basics, there will always be stuff that you'll buy and you'll kind of go,
Why the hell do I have
this,
Hot water bowl. Egypt.
Yeah, we actually had your mum, but it was your mum who gave us a hot
Hearts
water
on
bottle.
Pink hearts for him.
Yeah.
We got rid of that.
Yeah.
The first, trip wise, we did as much prep as we could, but literally the first 2-3 weeks,
that was the shakedown.
that's the shakedown. That's when you learn what you've done wrong, what you need to change, what you get rid of, and all this kind of stuff.
I
I
don't
don't think you
there's-
can ever be prepared
No.
before you leave.
As long as you've got a tent, something to cook with, and enough petrol in your bike,
And a sense of humour.
yeah.
How did you find it riding as a couple, suddenly being in it? Well,
Because we were quite new in our relationship as well. Really?
Yeah.
What, a year in?
A year and a half in to our
Yeah.
relationship. It-
Silence.
Do you know what? It was. Don't laugh so much. You're making me look really bad right now.
It was funny.
It wasn't funny.
You have absolutely nowhere to hide at any point. And it's brilliant. I think it's really good.
Mm.
I think if you want to test your relationship, and
Getting
find out what's
married,
good,
living with people, it's got not a scratch
not a scratch
on
what
actually
you're-
travelling with someone for any that length of time.
I think we were really good together.
Yeah, but then there were days.
Grumpy, happy. Works well.
I'm not that bad, am I? No, I am.
You
aren't
do
I?
have
yeah,
a
no, I
bad
am.
saying, grumpiest man in the world. Something.
Yeah.
Do you know what? Your original trip, you travelled with a friend, and
Hmm.
you didn't have like a headset with his original trip. And I think you
That-
said you wanted to
that
kill
was
each
one.
other.
Going back to the previous question about what to take, what was prep. That was the one thing I said we have to get is intercom.
Yeah.
Because the last trip I took, it was so difficult trying to, if there was an issue or if I was annoyed with them and because we got full face kind of motocross helmets on, and even if the bike's sitting next to the guy sitting or the person sitting next to you and you're trying to talk to them, you're shouting. So that really kind of, you're already kind of hepped up and then you're having to shout and they're not understanding and you get annoyed. And so I said, look, intercom, which was a positive, but yet also a negative.
24/7.
24/7
Claire
constant
radio.
chatting. Yeah.
Hi. So, have you seen this? Oh. oh, sorry, it's not working. The music seems to be going on.
Going through a tunnel now.
Okay.
But
No, it was really handy because in some situations where it was like a bit dodgy and stuff like that, it's just the reassurance that you can talk or someone's up ahead and say, right, we need to turn here or that and the other. So that made it, I think, good for us.
made it easier.
Living in a tent together,
I
his
think
feet smelled so bad. Oh my God. But it was, I think we just got on with it. We were all right. I think.
what we
there were
always said.
calls.
No. We always said though there was one rule which we said
Massive
is
rule.
if we have an argument, get it over and done with, and move on. Don't go back to it because if you keep
Harping on.
if you just not just harping on, but if you keep that kind of going,
And the negativity.
and then it will just.
But you say that 99% of times we were harumphy with each other. It was just because we were hungry. We just wanted food. As soon as we ate,
We were tired.
we were tired
and
and hungry.
Yeah.
As soon as you stop, sit, eat, you kind of go, don't quite know why I was a bit grumpy. Sorry about that.
Yeah, but I think that if we say to anyone that one rule is to
Yeah, go to
if you're going to have an argument, you're going to have an argument. Don't be under any illusion that it's not going to happen.
The Wizard of Oz,
Yeah.
la-di-da.
Is get it over and done with, shout, scream, whatever, finish and move on. That's
And the
it.
annoying thing between us, anyway, is that when we argue, I think a lot of the time when he gets angry, I find it funny. So after a while, I start laughing, and then he can't help it, and he
No, I
starts
know
laughing.
it's not like I can't help it. I just give up. I just go. Do you know what? Hey, there we are.
And so it does end up all right at the end of the day.
Yeah.
But there are days where it's difficult. I don't think there was any day that I kind of thought, God, I hate this guy.
No.
I might have said it a couple of times, but I didn't mean it at the end of the day.
Yeah. There are a few times I think where I've just gone. This is really tough. This is.
Yeah, I
yeah.
just want to go home.
Just want.
But then at the same time, nearly made us have a family. In the
Yeah.
first 2-3 weeks, we found it difficult. First 2-3 weeks, the shakedown was so hard. I remember lying in the tent going, oh my goodness, we've got so many people following us. We're doing this for charity.
There's a lot of pressure.
Yeah, got a lot of
We
pressure.
actually felt a lot of pressure.
Tons of pressure. And we're like, all we want to do is do, a really good thing for these people and try and raise awareness stuff. And we're in Italy.
We haven't even crossed into
And it's
it.
really stressful. And I just looked at him and I was like, just get pregnant. That's a great reason to go home. Everyone would be happy. Great times. Yeah, we decided against that, didn't we?
Yeah,
Especially after smelling his feet.
To be honest, I don't want to do huge amounts about the trip, mainly because it's so long
Yeah.
and there's so much. It's kind of, we've been talking for hours, and actually, I think the idea of this is that people are going to really like you, and then they're going to want to see what you've done, and they'll go onto your website to find out that. Because Otherwise, also it's the same clothing to you as everyone gets and things like that. So we're going to do a few quick fire questions.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So these
we
are-
do have a tangent thing.
We-
We are.
So these
Ooh,
are
and the
very short,
short
Mhm.
fires.
short answers.
Right. Okay.
If your answer starts getting long, I'll cut you off.
That's fine.
Okay.
You need like a foghorn.
I'm
Yeah.
just
Next.
going to make that noise. What is the absolute worst bit of travelling?
Worst bit of travelling. Oh my goodness, that's a really difficult quick fire question.
What's a bit travelling? Borders?
No, that's not. That's not worse.
I
That's
don't- I
just
don't know.
boring.
Well, I don't think there is a worse bit of travelling, is there?
I guess the stress and tiredness when you're tired.
Yeah,
It's,
okay.
it's tiredness and hungry. I'm going to stick with tired and hungry. If you're tired and hungry, it gets you stressed.
Yeah.
Yeah. Tired and hungry. That's the worst thing. And you can't go home and get into bed. You're there. You're stuck. You're in the middle of nowhere. And that's it. You can't go, Mum, do you fancy making me a nice roast? Or you can't go, I'm going to sit and play on a computer game. You just have to crawl into a tent and smell in a sleeping bag, tired,
Okay.
after eating pasta and eggs.
Africa is
It's
all through Africa. Everyone goes. Everyone we met in Africa, everyone's like, Africa's great, isn't it? It's amazing. I love Africa. What do you think of Africa? And we're sitting there, and a lot of time we were like, we've got to say, yeah, it's great.
It was alright.
It was all right for us.
Okay.
It was all right. So
Some of it was.
ask me on certain days, and I'd turn around and go, it's shit. As a matter of fact,
Uh,
we had this running joke with a friend of ours who travelled with us in a Land
Egypt
Rover
and
in
Sudan.
Egypt and Sudan, and they go.
We'd turn up to the most beautiful sights ever, and we stand there and be like, what do you reckon? Bit shit.
Just purely because everyone.
Even if it was amazing. And people around us would be going, and we'd be like, only joking. I
Only
actually think it's really nice.
But I think that's the thing. You go to these places and it's not. It's you have this idea in your mind that it's going to be, you're going to have a Maori, not Maori, a tribesman
yeah.
kind of standing there.
And we did,
Maasai
though.
warrior. Sorry. Yeah, no. But what I'm saying is that you have on every street, every corner.
And you did, but they were dressed up and it was all about the back sheet.
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
like, right, get this. We were at a campsite in Namibia and we turned up. Not only this was another grumpy night, it was hilarious. He nearly set fire to half Namibia. It was brilliant. Was it Namibia?
Yeah.
Yeah. And we're at this campsite and this guy sold us some wood for a fire. It was only like, in essence, $1 or something. But it
No,
was
it wasn't Namibia. It was Zambia.
Zambia. I knew it was Zambia. Sold us this wood and it was, in essence, it was petrified wood. So you can't burn it. And he spent about an hour trying to light this bit of wood whilst I just sat there with the MSR stove and made some pasta and eggs to cook up. And he was like, I'm going to get this fire started. I'm going to get this bloody fire started, whether it kills me or not. And
Okay,
he
yeah. It's a
decided,
matter of pride at that
and
point.
it'd been a massively long day, and he decided to put a little bit of petrol on it. So he got his petrol.
Yeah, but it wasn't lit. I'd been
No.
trying, and there was a little
There was a
ember
little
in there.
ember in
So I
there.
thought I'd just pour a bit
Bit
from the
petrol.
MSR thing, and literally, up in the thing, I just went through the MSR thing, hit the
It
ground. All the
rolled.
lit petrol just rolled everywhere, and basically we were right next to this field of dried kind of grass. Set the grass on fire.
This massive circle.
And I'm trying to step it out with my motocross boots, and my motocross boots set on fire.
Oh yeah, they were on his city boots were on fire. Yeah, and all I could do was laugh.
Yeah,
I couldn't
you're
do anything.
useless.
Honestly, I was laughing so much I couldn't stand up, which was awful because we nearly burned down like half a village. And eventually we got the fire out, or he did because I was laughing. Went to bed, and then in the middle of the night, well, it wasn't even that, but an hour later, all you heard was and we were like, what the hell is that? And there was this one song, and it was on repeat, and it went on until like 4 a.m, and we were tired, pasta and eggs, weren't happy with our fit. Oh, we were led there going, oh my god, that's awful. We got up and stuck our head out of the tent. It was over this little bush next to us, and we were like, what are these people doing? Next morning, this guy who sold us this petrified wood came up and said, oh, okay. Collected his petrified wood so he could sell it to the next bugger that turns up. And he's like, oh, next door, tribes people, you go see, you pay, and you go see. And we went,
Very, authentic.
authentic. And I went, what? And I went to the hedge and went, the people there, just through the hedge. Yeah, authentic. And I went, They were playing drum and bass all night. They're not authentic. What are you talking about? It's like, oh, not much money. You pay. They have makeup. I was like, no, we're going. We're going.
Yeah, but you have this kind of idea of what a certain country like Africa is going to be like, and you go there, and it's nothing like you imagine.
Nothing.
I think the best is where you go into, let's say, Luxor, and you see these. I mean, it is. Don't get me wrong.
It's amazing.
It's amazing.
Luxor's beautiful
Luxor
as well.
and Aswan, beautiful places.
Stunning.
We were in Cairo, or was it? No, it was in Luxor. We went in to see all the kind of statues and stuff. And we were walking through and
Statues and stuff.
basically this guy came up and he was like, let me show you. And we said, okay, no problem. And every single kind of picture or deity, you'd go, Horus.
Horus, you look. Horus.
Horus.
Look,
And we go, okay.
Right.
Take us Horus. I'm going, doesn't look the same as that one. Surely it can't be the same thing. No, Horus. I tell you what, I take you somewhere, no one sees it. Only you. And we said, look, we can't afford...
We're not paying you.
We're not paying.
We said we're just here to
backsheesh.
see.
Not paying. No. Friends. And we walk in, and he just goes, Horus. And we went, all right. And then we started walking. He goes, backsheesh.
Oh, backsheesh,
And
friend.
we were like, oh, no. I think that's what got us down in Egypt.
backsheesh. Backsheesh and people taking photos of me.
We've got some awesome stories of Egypt, but yeah, that will take a while.
Yeah, it would.
What was the most boring part of travelling?
Prairies.
Sitting
Partly. Straight road. But I kind of found that interesting.
Oh, God.
I know you just kind of...
Sorry, no quick questions.
yeah. Long road riding where you weren't stopping, you were just getting to a destination.
Yeah.
That sucked. I hated that. It was boring.
Yeah.
It was boring, especially if it was just flat road. Nothing. It was like going through France.
Yeah.
Just rain, road.
And literally, it's just a constant.
Motorways. Horrible.
Yeah.
Okay. So what was the best? If you had to pick one moment which you would say
I know mine.
defined your trip.
I know mine for sure.
I hate that question. I hate it so much. Jeez.
Mine for sure. Top of the world highway, right? Hands down. The only way I can describe it was if you're in a shrimp in the ocean and it's a storm and you poke your head out the top and just look around. It was just like
That's the
masses
weirdest
of waves.
analogy I've ever heard.
But it was just huge. It went on. It was so fast.
You could have been a fish, but you were a shrimp.
Ooh, I like shrimp. And they're really small. So yeah, top of the world highway for sure, hands down, amazing, beautiful ride. It just melted me. I loved it.
When we spent 3 days in the desert, the White Desert in Egypt.
Yeah, you'd like that.
Yeah, that was amazing. And because our friend had a truck, we put our bags and stuff in his truck, and I just went off and we spent 3 days out in the desert. And that was mine.
Skidding around.
Yeah.
Okay. So, what's the one place you wish you hadn't gone to? You're allowed to say no.
Egypt.
No, do you know what? Egypt was interesting and an eye opener, but
Egypt, not because of Egypt was an amazing place. I just think we just found it.
we were there too.
Bureaucracy. Well, not just that bureaucracy. The trouble, because when we did our travels, it was height of the Arab Spring. Some of the people there were amazing.
That border in Egypt.
Yeah, you had issues we both had issues at the border of Egypt.
Gunpoint,
Yeah.
everything. Nasty.
Yeah.
We should never cross that border. But then I would never have gone to Libya, and Libya was the best place. So.
Yeah. So I think Egypt.
Okay. So what's the one place you haven't been and still want to go on bike?
South America.
South America.
Yeah. And Asia. And
All the places we never actually went to.
Russia, Mongolia.
Yeah.
Road of Bones. Let's do it.
Yeah, the Road of Bones.
But South America for sure.
Yeah.
So this is quick, but doesn't have to be quite as quick.
Okay.
And if you don't want to answer it, that's fine. But how do everyone who does these kind of trips finances it in different ways?
Yes.
How do you guys finance your travelling?
We did it. Not from Shattered.
Tonight on Shattered, a think my chance of winning is probably as good as either of the other two.
You're looking a lot better.
Yeah, I'm out of it.
I can win. I can win.
He's gonna conk out in 2 minutes.
I can win if I can get my concentration back.
It's mine, or yours.
Better believe it, Baba.
We actually did it. We sold everything.
Yeah.
We
Sold the house.
Yeah, I'd spent a lot of time doing up and selling houses before I met Sam, and I was sort of saving to do a round the world trip or something like that anyway. Met Sam, and yeah, we just sold up everything, and plus we worked from home. We worked around the clock. We didn't go out. We didn't have takeouts. We didn't do, people buy snazzy things, go out shopping, get clothes. We looked like tramps for like a year, honestly.
Sorry, we actually still look like tramps,
Yeah,
but
a little bit. We cut everything out. Any kind of luxury. I think we got well excited because we went to the cinema once or something, didn't we? And sacrifice. Anyone can do this trip. Anyone can do this trip and finance it. You just have to be willing to make the sacrifice.
And I think it was a case of we were very lucky in that we had the support from people like Katie and Basel and the Enduristan and stuff.
Yeah. For like some of the items that we had, some people wanted us to test a lot of prototype stuff. And that's just from us kind of talking too much and annoying them. Give her something, she'll shut up. But no, we're genuinely interested in a lot of the products and stuff. So some of the stuff that we were given to test out, that helped us as well. It saved us a few bob here and there. Scratching behind sofas, really.
So I think, that's...
Yeah, but do you know what? At the end of the day, our budget was good for us, but we know people who've done it on... We could have done it on a lot less. Hindsight, we could have done it on a lot less. But at the same time, you could turn around and say the complete opposite. We could have spent a mint doing what we would have done.
Yeah.
Yeah, in essence, really strict saving and sold everything.
Okay.
Other than the sofa and piano, which my mum had. poor mum.
So, you decided that rather than just jump on some bikes and travel, you decided two things. One, you wanted to help some charities if you could, and you also decided you wanted to share your experience, have a website online, etc., etc.
Yeah.
Why did you decide to do it like that?
Russ Malkin.
Funny enough, it was
Russ Malkin.
The thing is, what we'd seen previously. We thought, okay, we're doing this trip. We're very lucky to do a trip like this.
Yeah.
And we first and foremost, if we can help someone or some charity, then why not?
At the end of the day, like I used to do quite a lot for charity and whatnot, and I just think it was something that we thought, well, if we can do something so big, why not make it about some people that are really good? And you kind of do feel guilty about carbon footprint and stuff as well.
Well, the point is that we never had one charity. We never said,
it was difficult.
Do you know what? This is the charity I'm focused on, because there's so many good causes out there. So we kind of thought, you know what? In each area, let's pick a charity, and for that area, we'll do that. So the first one was the Wales Air Ambulance. Of course,
local,
because they were local to us, and
they help out a lot of bikers.
Yeah. I have to say, brilliant. Second one was, of course, Riders for Health.
Yeah, brilliant charity.
Brilliant, because
there are a lot of charities out in Africa that kind of, I think we kind of said is they buy lots of vehicles, give it to them, and then when they go to disarray, they just leave them and wait.
But I think the point is, it wasn't so much as that Riders for Health was giving food to the poor or money to the people who need it. It's actually empowering the people to go and help themselves. That was the thing.
And it's a lot of the problems as well we've discovered with some of the charities that are supplying foods and aid and stuff to
it might not
all
actually
these
get
countries.
to...
Yeah, it struggled to get to these little villages, whereas Riders for Health will focus on distributing these things to the far and few between kind of villages, which was really interesting for us.
And
plus
then,
it's motorbike tied up as well, which is good.
Exactly. And then, of course,
World Land
Trust.
Yeah, superb charity.
They were brilliant.
Saving rainforests and just that... Because eventually we wanted to get down to South America, and they had so many kind of little setups down there as well. they just do such a phenomenal job. Really, they do. And we were quite passionate about, trying to, you're quite keen on the environment and climate change and all that.
I'm not actually all about climate change. I don't want climate change to happen.
No,
I'm not
you're
all about
against
climate
it.
change. That's just.
But it's just our way of trying to help out.
James Cargo Motorcycle Shipping sponsors Under the Visor.